Okay, well, I will go ahead and get started. So, good morning, everybody, again, and thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Courtney Carnaggio, and I am the investor consultant here at the Knoxville Chamber. And all of us at the Chamber are very excited for all of you to be here today for our Ecosystem Explained event, Infrastructure Edition. And I want to take a moment and recognize the sponsors who have invested in making this event and our work in infrastructure possible. Jewelry Television, thank you. Shad Companies, SH Data, Fraley and Schilling, and Cook Bros Home. Just to give you an idea of what today will look like, Nancy Nabors, the Chamber's Director of Regional Enhancement, will share with you how her role fits into the organization's 5-year strategic plan called Path to Prosperity and the work her team is doing in that area right now. And if you have any questions as Nancy shares, please enter them into the chat box and we will answer those at the end. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to one of our wonderful sponsors serving the Knoxville community, Robert Grimes, Vice President of Sales at Fraley and Schilling. Take it away, Robert. Robert.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Just a little bit about Fraley and Schilling before we get started. We're a family-owned transportation and logistics company, and we've been in business since 1955. Through our family of companies, we've got many service offerings that are tailored to the needs of our customers to include warehousing, dredge, shuttle, and other non-driving services such as drop yard management and preloading. But the backbone of our company is trucking. We have approximately 550 power units with terminals in 5 states, but the largest of these is Knoxville, where we have about 200 units domiciled here. We came to the Knoxville area to service the likes of Bush Brothers and Alcoa in 2010, and we've grown from a small yard in Alcoa, Tennessee, to what will soon be our completed 12,000 square foot new office building that's right here off Strawberry Plains Pike. The question was asked to us, why do we feel that it's important to invest in our community's infrastructure and why this is important in Knoxville? And we feel it's important for Knoxville to be able to provide opportunities to attract businesses and to keep our talent from leaving this area in search of other jobs, which is why we chose to become an infrastructure ecosystems partner. Quite frankly, we believe in the vision that's being driven by the Knoxville Chamber, and we feel that it's our responsibility as a corporate citizen of Knoxville to support this vision and to lend a hand where we can. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce Nancy Nabors. Nancy's one of our 2 directors of Regional Enhancement. She manages our Infrastructure Council, which is led by Vice Chair Debbie Billings of Heritage Realty. She also manages the Entrepreneurship and Small Business Council, and her work with the Infrastructure Council involves transportation and our built environment, which she will explain in the upcoming presentation. Nancy was previously the advertising manager for the Greater Knoxville Business Journal and the News Sentinel, and a small business owner. A UT graduate and a Knoxville native, she loves all that this area has to offer. Friendly community, diverse industries, mountains, lakes, and lots of great food and things to do. With that said, Nancy, it's all yours.
Thank you, Robert. And Robert is a member of our Infrastructure Council. I want to start out by talking about our Path to Prosperity is the Chamber's 5-year strategic vision. Our mission, the reason why the Chamber exists, is to drive regional economic prosperity. The Chamber's region is made up of 9 counties with the 865 area code: Anderson, Blount, Granger, Jefferson, Knox, Loudoun, Roane, Sevier, and Union. Central to Path to Prosperity is a sustainable economic ecosystem, which is made up of 6 integral components that you can see on this wheel. And starting from clockwise from the top, the components are, we want to help businesses of all sizes grow, attract new companies to our region, advocate for business-friendly policies and improved infrastructure, retain and recruit more skilled and educated talent, and create and maintain a qualified and available workforce, and help startups and small business owners by increasing access to capital and direct them to resources that they need. We have councils made up of chamber investors for each of these components, And as Robert explained, I manage the Infrastructure Council, which is led by Debbie Billings of Heritage Realty. Um, th- I think this council is the largest. We have 33 members from our public and private sectors. And here you can see a list of our member companies. Infrastructure is made up of transportation and our built environment. Um, and it includes we're currently working on our community infrastructure strategy, which will include recommendations of short and long-term initiatives where we'll take the lead or help other organizations that want to take the lead, or we stay out of the way and let them run it. Once the recommendations are approved by our board, we will post them on our site and make them public. Then the council will implement them, and you can see strategies called Workforce Redefined and Talent Redefined on our site now under the Regional Enhancement button. So for infrastructure, transportation involves roadways and our airport. The built environments are buildings, energy, land, zoning, and broadband. Here are a few examples of government and community organizations that the council has been involved with this past year. As a member of the Mayor's Climate Council, I share what I've learned with our Infrastructure Council so it can provide input, which has been well received by the Mayor's Climate Council. These stakeholders have been working with the council on the following two components of our community infrastructure strategy. So roadways is one of the two. TPO and TDOT have been sharing ongoing studies and plans with the Infrastructure Council. You can see the traffic studies, roadway construction plans, and list of proposed and funded projects on the TPO and TDOT sites. From the I-40-81 multimodal corridor study, we learned that Knoxville has 4 out of the 5 highest traffic volumes in our state. Interstate 40 at I-640 on the west side is one of them. Paper Mill, West Hills, and Bridgewater. We also learned that daily commercial truck traffic has increased by 16% between 2014 and 2019. The other component that we've been working on that's involved our community partners is broadband. During April of last year, a task force made up of Infrastructure Council members, other community leaders, and broadband experts called ENOX was formed by the Chamber to help Knox County schools reach their goal of every student having internet access at home in order to use the Chromebooks during the pandemic. Within 60 days, ENOX raised $350,000 for Comcast Internet Essentials and hotspot device subscriptions for low-income students. Knoxville Education Foundation stepped up to be the fiscal agent and has successfully taken over the program. ENOX also helped KCS get the word out to parents about the program and developed a registration procedure. After the program was successfully implemented, ENOX formed a technical working group of internet providers for areas and engineers to study possible long-term solutions for areas with unreliable, unaffordable, or no internet access. By the end of the school year, the Internet at Home program has helped over 1,300 families. Sometimes our councils are asked to take a position on local issues. And as you can see here, these are the guidelines for our decision-making process. So first consideration is the issue is going to make a significant, is our decision going to make a significant impact on the regional economic prosperity in our area? And is our decision going to be a clear right answer? And number 3, is there a reasonable chance of impacting the outcome or limited political consequences of us becoming politically involved in the debate? So the Knoxville Sports and Entertainment Park is a recent example of the Infrastructure Council's involvement with public policy. We unanimously voted to recommend support to the Chamber Board, which in turn unanimously supported the ballpark proposal. And if you're not familiar with the ballpark, it is a redevelopment of the vacant blighted property in the old city area. It is a multi-use public amenity, which is one of the reasons why the council supported it. Is it's not just baseball, but also to be used by the community for other events. It's a public and private partnership. It's going to help small business growth in that area and create jobs for that community. And it's a low risk with high economic impact. And a term that the Chamber's been using is that we feel that the ballpark is civic furniture to help, like Robert had mentioned, retain and attract talent to build our workforce here. So this is the end of my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions about the ecosystem or infrastructure council.
Well, you guys, I just want to thank you again, Nancy and Robert, and we also really appreciate our sponsors who help make the Chamber's work of driving regional economic prosperity possible. And a huge shout out to our sponsors, Jewelry Television, Shod Companies, SH Data, Fraley and Schilling, and Bros Homes. And oh, I see a question, Robert Grimes has a question. He says, as a member of the trucking community, we are very interested in projects relating to the I-40 and I-75 corridors to help alleviate congestion, not just our current situation, but solutions that can accommodate future growth. I guess that wasn't a question, but that was just, that was a great comment from Robert. Thank you.
And Robert's right. Interstate congestion is one of the top projects that the issues that the Infrastructure Council is tackling in our infrastructure strategy right now.
All right. Well, I will let everybody get back to your day. I want to thank you so much again for joining us, and thank you, Nancy and Robert, for being part of this great event, talking about infrastructure. And yes, thank you everybody for taking time out of your day to be here. So yeah, I'll let you get back to it. We're done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.